Just keeping the screens on, everyone. All right, new year, new tablets. Let's go. This is the S9 Ultra, one of the biggest, if not the biggest tablet that just got released. Here we also have a detachable screen from a Surface Book 3, which is about 15 inches. That said, it's older, it's not designed for a tablet, it has a much bigger bezel, and it connects to a base, and it's a PC ecosystem. This here is a Pixel Slate. It really represents the Pixel line of tablets, which is really impressive now because it can attach to the speaker, but also represents Chromebooks, kind of a cheaper barrier to entry in the fact that we use Chrome all the time, and the elephant in the room, the iPad or the iOS ecosystem, which at the end of the day, it's probably gonna come down to an S9 Ultra series or a Galaxy enthusiast or an Apple enthusiast. So if you're a student on a tight budget, stick to your cell phone, your choice, and just a Windows laptop here. This is a large screen, but it doesn't have the cornerstones of a tablet. So not long battery life, not that bright, a 1.3 megapixel camera. This attaches to the base here, but if you really need it, boom, you have a PC ecosystem. Go ahead and nothing's wrong with that. If it's not broken, don't fix it. But we're talking a tablet ecosystem here. So we're gonna go ahead and eliminate the Windows and the large screen there, because on a screen per screen basis, the Galaxy S9 Ultra here beats all the other device categories. So as we move on to the Pixel tablet, you'd want this if you want very cheap, a barrier to entry to the hardware. Chromebooks have done a lot to improve just how lightweight the hardware is and kind of the bang for your buck for all the back to school specials. Plus the fact that we're always using Chrome all the time. You're gonna open your YouTube apps, everything is web-based, but they've integrated with a lot of Android apps. That said, you're gonna run into a couple of limitations on which apps are completely compatible with Chromebooks and just the hardware that can run gaming features. You're gonna have a lot less of that. So let's just eliminate Chromebooks if you're strictly looking for a pure tablet experience and you don't want that merge between what's the Chrome OS or the Google Play Store of apps that are compatible with it. Let's go full-fledged Android here. So what we're left with is an app store basis or an app ecosystem user base that strictly wants the tablet optimized world. That brings us to why you would choose Apple or the Galaxy series. If you're Apple, you're in a walled ecosystem, that's totally fine. They have really great complementing hardware for it. So your iPhone's gonna be seamless in terms of its photos, having iCloud, having notes, family albums, with EarPods, your Apple Watch as well. That said, Samsung on a hardware basis, if you take a look at the accessories over here, well, this is a Samsung family as well of devices. So you got the wireless chargers, you got Bluetooth mounts from Samsung, you got the Galaxy Buds over here, Galaxy Buds Live, you got the Galaxy Active Watch here, and little tangent, but you have the Galaxy Fold series. And they've done a lot to really innovate and stand out on their own against the iOS ecosystem. So what does it really come down to? From an ecosystem to ecosystem, let's just say Samsung can equal all of what Apple has to offer. It really comes down to these two tablets. That said, the S Pen is also a great feature. The iPad over here has the pens as well features. So for those who don't really draw, let's just say that's a draw as well. So now you're going into strictly what you use tablets for, and that's kind of the crux of this whole video. Tablets are supposed to be that in between. Steve Jobs originally said that tablets are for like couches or in between beds, something you don't carry with you all the time like your phone, but not super intensive for like a MacBook or a PC if you're a student taking notes. Again, if you're on a budget, laptop, phone, it's not broken, don't fix it. But tablets are about that leisure space. From a screen to screen perspective here, there's two reasons why you choose the S9 Ultra above the iPad Pro 12.9. Number one is the cost barrier to entry. So Samsung has a ton of trade-in programs that'll give you pretty fair compensation right now, about $350 to $650 based on the age of your tablet to buy their newest day-and-date device. Prices that you're not gonna get for the iPad over here. So the barrier to entry plus the fact that this here, once you decide the cost of storage is gonna skyrocket the price of the iPad, it's locked into what it is once you buy it. For the S9 Ultra, you have a micro SD slot, which is let's just say applauded across everywhere for having the Galaxy I believe 7 or 8 series that had the micro SD expansion. It's kind of the cornerstones of why Android is so coveted and loved by power users. This is 512 because I reserved it and I got the memory upgrade. You can get micro SD cards up to terabyte to expand the storage over here and add all your movies for media consumption without adding to the cost of this. The SD cards have really declined in terms of their price, so you can just add and expand it. Plus, this is weather resistant, so it's IP68 waterproof and dust proof as well, so you can take this out. With the Super AMOLED, it's even brighter outside. So the casual space expands from where the iPad, you would have this inside pretty often on a couch right before sleeping, watching a couple movies. Well, this can go to a picnic outside in the bright sun because it's double the brightness of the previous model of the Galaxy Tab S8 over here. And the screen size is simply bigger than what the iPad ecosystem has to offer right now. It's simply the biggest tablet in this price range you can get for the quality of hardware, and the fact that this can go outside and has the objectively better screen. So I'm choosing the S9 Ultra as the one to have if you could only choose one. Granted, we have them all over here. Because of the screen size, the barrier to entry for cost, trading in the Samsung ecosystem there, and the fact that there's expandable storage and you can bring this outside without worrying about it's raining over here in the PNW, so that IP68 just gives it just a little more edge over why you'd want that over the iPad ecosystem.